Hello, this is Shudipto from Technical Potpourri. So today I'll be discussing about a new feature called Dynamic Form in Salesforce. This feature was first introduced in the summer 20 release, but this feature became GA, that is generally available in the winter 21 release. So without any further delay, let's dive in. So the thing that I'll be discussing today, a brief introduction of dynamic form, how we can activate dynamic form, how to add, delete, or arrange fields inside the dynamic form, how to change the UI behavior of the fields added in the dynamic form, how to change the field visibility in dynamic form, and lastly, there are a few things that you should know before you implement the dynamic form. So before we start, let's have a brief introduction of what is dynamic form. So this dynamic form was first introduced in summer 20 release, and then it became GA in the winter 21 release. So to explain what this dynamic form, I think it's better that we will take an example here. So if you see this example, this is a custom object called course. And this custom object is having a record called object oriented design, and this is having some custom field, the description of the course fee, and which year, and all this thing, right? Now let's say in classic, what we can do, we can always go to the page layout and add or remove fields from the page layout. Like we can move the fields from here to there, and we can add field, we can remove field, all this thing, right? And that will get reflected on this page. But in Lightning, if I go to this page, click on the gear icon and go to the edit page and try to do this, edit thing in the detail, I have no option to add or remove field. Whatever is display, whatever I have configured on the page layout is getting displayed here. So I basically have no option, right? So this is one of the top voted idea within Salesforce, and it's really good that Salesforce delivered this feature in winter 21 release as a GA. So what this dynamic form is all about, the dynamic form will give you the option so that you can add or remove field, you can provide the visibility of the field, you can make the field behavior change, like you can make a certain field read only or required, like whatever you can do in the classic page layout, now you are able to do the same thing in the Lightning with the help of the dynamic form. One thing I should mention, dynamic form is only available for the custom object, it's still not available for the standard object. So in my blog post, I have shared a Trailblazer group where you should go and find out the roadmap, uh, which will tell you like when this feature will be available for standard object. And the link of the blog post will be given in the description of this video. Created a custom object called course, and I've created a bunch of custom fields here, like for example, the source, show course fees, year, description, course name, course fees, etc, 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 right? And this is one record, course record, object oriented design. Now to enable the dynamic form, what we need to do, first open the record, click on the gear icon, and click on edit page. Once you do that, click on the detail page, click on the detail tab, and click here. The moment you do that, on your top right section, you'll find an option called upgrade now. So you need to click on that. Clicking on that, it will be presented with some information screen. Click on next, and then it will tell you which layout you want to migrate. So basically you can create a dynamic form in two ways. One, you can migrate an existing layout, or you can create a new dynamic form. So here, what I'm doing right now, there is already a layout called course layout. I am trying to migrate that layout and trying to make it a dynamic form. So I select course layout and I click on finish. The moment I do that, I am presented with a dynamic form. It's very easy. It's all click and it's all click, so no code, nothing required. So now if you see here, I'm inside the detail. There is a field, there is information, it's all according here. These are the individual custom fields. Now the advantage is that I can remove field, I can drag and drop field, like I can rearrange the fields in different sections. At the same time, I can also make individual, I can create new sections and make it a one column section or a two column section. So I have the full power right now. So why don't I go ahead and create a new section? So to do that, first, another thing that I need to mention you, the moment you do that, like moment you migrate one of your page layout to a dynamic form, on your top left section, you'll find next to the component a field that will show you all the fields that you can choose and drag to your canvas or in your section. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a field section. You remember in the classic page, we used to do that. So the moment I drag that, it create a section. So let me give it a name. Let's say I'm giving a name of the section as course information. I'm still making a two column section. And what I'm doing, I'm moving few fields from here to there. So course fee, this field, course fee, and then here. Okay, these are the fields I just rearranged. Once I do that, I click on save, and then it will ask me to do an activation. So I'll do an activate, and let me make it a org default. And next and save. Once I do that, let me go back. Now when I'll open the same record, it's showing in two different sections. Isn't it cool? Right? So there is more cool features I'm going to explore. I'm going to explain now. So first thing, what we have learned so far, we can drag and drop fields. We can rearrange them in multiple sections in accordion, and we can make our page. We now we have basically the full control of the page layout. Okay, so what are the next features that we can do with the dynamic form? To do that, let me go back to the edit page again. Now let's say when we are displaying this thing, right? I don't want people to change the course fees. So to do that, what I can do, I can click on that field, and this is the UI behavior that I can change. I can make this field as read only. Not only that, I have more power now. What is the next power? The next power is that, let's say I don't want to show the course fee until someone is really interested to see the course fee. And how can I do that? So if I go back, make it none and save and go back. Now if I go back to this page, you can see, right? Every time the course fee is displayed. But what I really want to show this course fee when someone click on this checkbox. If the checkbox is unchecked, I don't want to show the course fee. Let's say if it is unchecked, right? I don't want to show them the course fee. This course fee will only be visible when someone check this checkbox, right? So basically, the visibility of this field will depend on whether this checkbox is checked or not. Now, good part is that I can still do that with the help of dynamic form. So to that, let me go to the edit page, and this is the field for which I want to change the visibility. What I can do, I can select this field. Here there is a set field visibility. I can click on add filter. Here, show course fee equals to true. So now what is happening, this field will be visible only when the course fee checkbox is checked. So let me save that, come back. Now see, this is unchecked and I am not able to see that field. So why don't I go ahead and check that field? The moment I check, it came. Uncheck, it's gone. So now our page is really a dynamic page. So these are the few things that we can do with a dynamic form. Few things that you should know once you migrate a page to a dynamic form. You can go to the course, you can go to your custom object, and under the lightning record page, you can find out that new migrated dynamic form. Now it's a one-way route. So it means once you migrate your form to a dynamic form, you are not allowed to go back to the previous stage. What do I mean is that there we ha- you remember, like, we migrated the page by clicking on the upgrade now. So once a page is upgraded to a dynamic form, you are not allowed to go back to the previous stage. So to do that, what we should do, if this is really a requirement, what we should do, go to the detail tab and this entire field section, delete, and then from your component, search for record detail and drag that here. What under the detail, not here, record detail under the detail form. What it will do, it will take you back to the classic page, or the not the classic, like the non-dynamic form. So we are back to the non-dynamic form. So these are the few things that you can do with the dynamic form. I hope you like this video. In the next video, what I'm going to show you, the another feature which is kind of very important to this dynamic form and goes and kind of complement each other, which is called dynamic action. Like this option here, when you click on this option here, these are the different things, right? These are the different actions, quick actions we can take, how we can migrate them to a dynamic action. So this is something that I'm going to explain in my next video. If you like this video, please share and hit the like icon. Also, please subscribe to my channel to get update about all my upcoming videos.